It is of the utmost importance for us to recognize how much of our suffering is self-created. There is something magnificent that I see within every human being, and that is this potential. We all have these bodies that are amazingly capable. We have these minds that are amazingly capable, yet so many people find themselves in their lives feeling stuck, feeling less than, feeling like there's some sort of limitations to themselves. And it's these limitations that they're perceiving that is basically creating a barrier to them moving forward, being able to move forward and to reach new and higher potentials. And a lot of that barrier is suffering. Suffering because of things that happened in the past, and they're remembering these things, these past failures, these past judgments, this ridicule they receive from other people, or maybe it's suffering that they believe could occur in the future, and they're imagining failing, they're imagining critical judgment, they're imagining things just not working out because things just didn't work out before, right? So this is self-created. I understand you went through certain things in your past, right? So you did that was reality, but now, however many years, weeks, days later, whatever, the only way that that experience can arise for you to perceive is by you thinking about it. So that is something that is self-created. It's suffering that's arising via thought in the present moment, and it is self-created. You're not purposefully creating it, but due to things that you have gone through, you're in a state of mind where you're perceiving yourself and reality in a way so that these thoughts are just automatically arising. And the part that I want to get to about unnecessary self-inflicted suffering is that there's a shift that can occur within you to allow that suffering to, first of all, just take place, the thoughts take place, the emotions take place, right? If we're thinking about something from the past or something that could happen in the future, those thoughts can arise, and instead of just being identified with those thoughts and treating them as reality, we can instead simply witness them as thoughts arising within the present moment, and we can see them differently, right? It's like if you have a computer running a program. The computer is just running this program automatically because it has code, and it is the software of the program. It is automatic. When you do this, you click this button, this happens. The thing is that most people are living their entire lives running this program that's built off of their past, all of these experiences that they had, and it has conditioned themselves and their mind and their state of being in a way so that these thoughts naturally, automatically arise within the present moment. The code is running, and instead of them witnessing the code and seeing the code for what it is, they're treating it as reality, right? So people can imagine things that happened in the past, and it can be a very vivid picture and sort of video in their mind that they can bring about, and it can feel very, very real. Of course, that is not actually occurring. That event that you're picturing isn't actually occurring within the present moment. Again, you're just imagining it. So this software is sort of running in your mind, and that software is driven by code, and you are seeing the software for just the software, right? Most people are, at least. So one of the main ways that we can sort of overcome unnecessary mental suffering is to start to see the code, see the thoughts and feel the emotions instead of being identified with them, and be able to just allow them to arise, right? A lot of times people find themselves in that automatic reaction. So they think thoughts, they're perceiving things, and whatever occurs within those thoughts, they are following, right? They're feeling a certain emotion, and their behavior is directly derived from those thoughts and those emotions, right? So instead of being just automatically consumed with those thoughts and this perception, and then just having your behaviors automatically produce, we can be more conscious and aware of what is arising, and we can begin to, first of all, perceive the present moment differently and what's arising within the present moment. But we can also, that gives us time to react differently, like physically, like behaviorally, right? This isn't about changing your thoughts, it's about seeing your thoughts for what they are and experiencing the emotions that come along with it. But that doesn't mean that you need to follow through with it, right? You feel like you need to not do certain things or do certain things, right? So just as an example, one thing that really holds people back is risk and potential failure when they want to do certain things and they don't believe in themselves, or they've had past experiences that tell them that this might just fail. And then they get caught up in their head in these automatic thoughts and these responses based on their past conditioning. And they simply don't do what they know they want to do and what they should do in order to move things forward in their life. So this video is simply about recognizing the code that is running, being able to see it for what it is, and then being able to sort of let it arise and let it go, and begin to do things differently, right? So you can allow something to arise and you can still take that action that seems hard to take, whether it's even going for a walk and you need exercise, whether it's eating something a little bit better, whether it's not eating something that's bad for you, whether it's not smoking that cigarette or taking that drink or whatever it may be. Instead of being directly aligned and acting from the thoughts and the emotions that are conditioned within us, such as reaching for that pack of cigarettes, grabbing out a cigarette and lighting it up, and not even thinking twice of it, even though you want to quit smoking, right? That's just an example. We can be aware of that sort of inclination and that urge to do that thing. We can be aware of it and not do that thing, and we can see what comes up after that, right? That is really how we begin to break the pattern and the conditioning of how we tend to find ourselves in. And it allows us to do things that we should be doing or to not do things that we shouldn't be doing. And when you continually do that on a day-to-day basis, all throughout the day, right, you're paying attention to the decisions that you're making and the actions you're taking, you'll be very surprised how quickly you can begin to change not just what you're doing, but your perception of yourself and your capabilities. Because all of that stems from you doing or not doing something in the present moment and how you're sort of perceiving yourself and how you interact with the world. So there's all of this potential that I see within people, and it's this identification with thought and just the fact that they're sort of in that automatic autopilot mode and they don't really know how to get out of it, that tends to hold people back, right? Some people, that autopilot mode moves them forward towards certain goals, and some goals, it does hold them back. There's a lot of successful people business-wise or career-wise, but their relationships aren't very good or their health isn't very good, right? So we have programs sort of running for each of these things, and the more that we can be aware of the program and the code, more importantly, that's running behind it, the more aware we can be within the present moment and with the decisions that we make and the behaviors that we take. I hope that makes sense. Ask questions below. I have something for you, a free gift, a free training. I'm going to link it below. This is something that I just created. It is, in my opinion, revolutionary, considering I have never seen a training like this online. It took me decades to figure out what I'm about to share with you, but it is powerful, it is needed, and if you are somebody who wants to actually venture into the unknown, or whatever you want to call it, of you actually doing new things and creating new results, then this video is for you, this free training I have. So click the link below. Be sure to like this video, subscribe, share it with those who need it. I appreciate you. I love you. You have a ton of potential. It's just about you being able to see the code and to be able to, in the present moment, tweak what you would normally automatically do and switch it for something that you know you should do. And maybe that's watching the free training that I have for you. I'll see you in the next video.